As human beings, we have the capacity to think at a purely intellectual level. We can conceptualize and discriminate between right and wrong, good and bad. The greatness of humanity lies in our ability to think and plan a course of action. As such, it is necessary for everyone to fully awaken their intellectual senses and cultivate their mental faculties for the right way of thinking. Once we start thinking right, our actions will consequently be right. In every person's life, a time comes when he experiences some sort of loss. People who consider a loss to be just a loss can, through new efforts, make themselves successful once again. On the other hand, people who consider loss to be permanent failure lose their courage and give up. They lack the will and determination to engage in any new action. Which of these two courses of action a person will adopt depends on his thinking. His way of thinking makes a person fail or leads one towards success. Right thinking leads us to progress and development. Wrong thinking leads us in the opposite direction. Our level of thinking determines success or failure. Success is the result of right thinking. Think right, do right, and succeed. We need to learn the art of right thinking. A foolish person knows only his actions, while a wise man knows not only his actions, but also their possible consequences. The British writer William Ralph Inge, 1860 to 1954, rightly remarked, "The wise man is he who knows the relative value of things." Everything depends on one's way of thinking. Our minds become of a certain sort and begin to work in a certain way depending on the way we think. This being the case, if we change our way of thinking, sorrow can be transformed into happiness, despondency into trust, and helplessness into courage. The secret of reform is the transformation of human consciousness by learning the art of thinking. Without this, no reform is at all possible. In this world, everything depends on thinking. Wrong thinking makes an easy thing difficult, while right thinking makes a difficult thing easy. This issue of difference in thinking applies to all matters, big or small. It applies to domestic affairs as well as to national and international affairs. As human beings, we have the capacity to think at a purely intellectual level. We can conceptualize and discriminate between right and wrong, good and bad. The greatness of humanity lies in our ability to think and plan a course of action. As such, it is necessary for everyone to fully awaken their intellectual senses